Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be 3D printing and making the Split Soul Katana from JJK. I said in the last video I was going to do this because I made the Inverted Spear of Heaven, and I saw the dude who has this, so we're just going to make it. There really aren't good files for this, so I'm just using this one. Fortunately, sometimes if you want to make something, you're going to have to pay. It's only $10, it's not that bad. And it's a really good file. You have smooth and damaged. We're going to be using Orca again. Orca is probably one of the best ones. I'm pretty sure a bunch of them are like the same at this point. I think Bamboo also works the exact same. I just like Orca because I don't have a Bamboo. And the files you're going to use is the handle. Just like this. So I split mine in half. For the handle, really, you just want to print it, get it done and over with, and you're good to go. I didn't paint it. I painted it, but I didn't really like smooth it or anything. I'll show you later on in the video. Add connectors. Just pop one in there. I did make it a little bigger in size, just so it actually fit and it was strong. And I threw up another one there. It's really whatever you want to do. Confirm, perform cut, cut your parts, split them apart, and there you go. That's your handle. Throw that one on a different plate. On this one, just let it support. What? It's not what mine did. There we go. So just lay it like that. It'll print. You just rip the supports off, sand it. You'll be good to go. So you have those two parts. There's your handle. That's how I printed them. You really don't want to have anything messing up all those lines. Just keep it nice and easy. And then you have your blade and textured blade. I did textured. I did end up sanding out everything because I sanded it a couple of times because the quality wasn't great. I think I put the speed higher. It's really up to you. I would do textured, and if you get the texture, great. If you don't, you don't. Yeah, as you can see, it's actually a really big sword, so you're gonna need to cut it down. Just go like that. Add connectors. I went 1, 2. I think mine were a little smaller. You can do big. You can do small. It really doesn't matter. Just make sure they get connected. And just make sure they're not by the edges because that could cause problems. Confirm connectors, perform cut. Wait for it to load. And there you go. You have part 1. I would print this one like that. That one turned out fine. The top part is where you're going to want to do something a little different, but just pop that there. You don't really need a lot of parts for this one. It gets thinner. Just make sure you use a lot of super glue. And there you go. You have all 3 parts. So for this part of the blade, what? Oh, there it is. I'm like, where'd that go? For this part of the blade, I would recommend you lay it like that. You could, if you're doing the what's it called? If you're doing the non-textured version, do that with that part too, but don't do it with that part. The problem, they're separate. What is Orca doing? I just want that. Thank you. Only do it with the 2 lower blade parts, like this part and that part. Don't do it with that part. That part, you have that ridge and it won't look good. Don't lay it on its side because you'll get a little bit of supports and that's annoying. But just lay it like that. The supports will make it good for this because the one on my tip, it snapped off instantly because it wobbled a little bit because it's getting thinner and just didn't turn out as good. It's really whatever you want to do. You could print it the way I did it. It'll turn out fine. And then just make sure all your supports are good. Like that should have supports. You could print it upright. If you want to print it upright, print it upright. It's up to you. Right here, you want to have that brim. Make sure you center them. Mine aren't centered, but it's really whatever. Just want to wait. Make sure they all look good. That one prints fine. You just want to make sure this one has enough supports to hold it up because it is a hover print. And once again, just use glue. Make sure everything's supported. Make sure it has those supports going up to support the teeth. And as always, supports, you want to have them at 0.31 top Z distance because it makes them easier to remove. Export them all to an SD drive, print them out, and we'll keep moving. Alright, so here are our parts all done. I already super glued them together. As you can see, I did get some super glue on the blade that does come back to curse me, but all you want to do is hit it with 80 grit and 220 grit, and you'll be ready to move on. Alright, so I just hit the hilt with filler primer. That's all we're going to be doing with the hilt for now. So you just want to hit the two parts with filler primer, set it off to the side. I cut it out. I have no clue why. I think the file is corrupted. But I just used a resin covering for it, for the actual blade. And you just want to sand it down with 220 grit. You could also just use filler primer if you don't have the resin. It's really up to you. But I would recommend using the resin. It works almost a little bit too well because I sanded out all the parts of it. I have no clue why the resin file corrupted. It is what it is. You're just going to have to work with it. But yeah, as you can see, you just want to sand it off and you'll be good to go. Alright, now we're just going to be working on the hilt. We have just a bunch of paints, and I'm just going to try and mix colors together to try and find something that matches what it looks like. It looks like a deep, like, reddish orange color, so I kind of just went through a bunch of colors. I used, like, blacks, yellows, oranges, and I just kept working until I get the color to what I think looked the best. You can do whatever you want, and really it's just trial and error, trying to figure out what color is going to work and look best for your hilt. Alright, just like with our other projects, once we are done with the 220 ground on the resin or filler primer, you want to hit it with a wet coat of filler primer just so you can see how much more you need to sand out. I sanded it down another time before I moved on, but it's really up to you and how your print turned out. Alright, so what I did is I went and I wet sanded it with 400 grit sandpaper, and now we're just going to be spraying the bottom part of that hilt with gloss purple. When I was looking at like what the sword looked like, for some reason that part is purple in the pictures I could find. I don't really know. We're just going to use purple because purple works. And this is like a deep gloss purple. I think it looks really good. It matches with the whole sword and what the picture looks like. But really, it's whatever you want to do. If you want to make it black, if you want to make it whatever you made the sword, it's really your choice. Alright, now we're going to be doing the teeth. As you can see, the red turned out really, really good. I think it matches perfectly. And now I'm just going to be working on the color of the teeth. So pretty much what I did is I just mixed whites and like a gray, I think. Just went over it with that. And then I went back over later on with just a plain white. And that just made it pop a little more, so you had like darker and lighter spots. And I think it just made it to come together a lot better. Once again, just do what you want to do. If you want to add yellow to them, make them look nasty, you can do that. If you want to add blood, you can do that. Just make it look however you want to make it look. That's really what I did. I went over, add like some depth to it. Alright, now we're going to be working on the next color of the blade. Once your purple is dry, I usually let them paint dry for about a day or at least half a day before I start doing the paint. It's very important to make sure you wait for the paint to dry. You will tear it off, you will mess it up. So basically what I do is I stick it on something, usually like my shirt, just to make sure it's not as sticky going on, because I'm not using the best tape, it's just generic painter's tape. Even if you're using good tape, just stick it to your shirt, pull it off, and wrap it around where you need it to be. This just makes sure it's not going to stick and tear anything up, and makes it look really good. Alright, next we're going to be going over it with a Krylon Dark Metal, also what I call gunmetal paint. It's the same thing we used in the Inverted Spear of Heaven. It works great. I think it looks really good in contrast with the silver that we're going to be painting on. Just go over lightly. It is a weird paint. If you go wetter in some spots, it will show up. Alright, so here we go. I think it looks really good. It has a nice shine to it. It's dark. It looks really what we're looking for. Really good to what we're looking for this part of the blade. I know some people said, oh, why wouldn't you just do a black? Black looks boring. There's not a lot of shine to it. I like the way this one looks. Just adds good detail to it, like having this little shimmer to it. And I think it looks closer to the real thing. All we're going to be doing is the same thing, just taking tape, wrapping the part that we don't want silver. Take your time, make sure everything is flat. You will see on my final product, there were parts that I could have smoothed down a little better. There was some dripping and like bleed through. Just take your time, make sure everything's nice and covered, and make sure everything's really aligned. It's okay to spend a long time, just make sure it looks as good as you want it to be. All right, now for the handle. So I was looking for things to wrap it with, and I really couldn't come up with any good ideas. And then I figured out like bandage gauze. It looks really close to what it is, and it wraps thickly around it. So I think it looks really really solid, and you'll see as I wrap it. You can buy like this pack on Amazon for like 20 bucks. You get 8. Not sure why you need 8, but you can do what you want with them. And what you want to do is just when you unravel it, the first part, you want to put some super glue on it, just so you make sure it sticks to the print. And you don't have to use glue ever again because this stuff sticks to itself. It's really, really good for wrapping. I'm really happy I used it to wrap. As you can see here, yeah, super glue. Just use super glue on the one part, and the other part, literally, I just pressed, held it down, and it stuck beautifully. I think it turned out really, really good. I think it matches really well, and I just went all the way down and all the way up. Just take your time, make it look good. You can use different stuff. This is just what I used, and I'm happy if you don't want to use this. I'm happy to give you guys suggestions in the comments. All right, here we have our blade masked off completely. We're going to be using a metallic finish, Rust-Oleum Bright Coat, silver, and I'm just going to, once again, just dust it over with this paint, and then you do a wet coat. You can see in some of the parts where it bubbled up, that's where there was like a little bit of mistake on the final product. What are you going to do? It's my bad. Yeah, you just want to make sure you go lightly over it, and once it's all dry, you want to hit it with a wet coat, and you'll be good to go. Alright, we got the good clear coat. We have the 1K clear coat extreme gloss duplicolor. We're going to be going over it with this. This paint, I think it was because I left it outside, and I literally arrived midway through this video. I just grabbed it, and I'm like, I want to paint. It was freezing cold. Make sure your paints are warm. It did have like bubbling on it. I was able to fix most of it, but there were some parts where I was just like, oof, I gotta do better. So just make sure your paints are like warm, they're room temperature, they're good. Overall, I think it turned out really good. It kept the shine a lot better than the other stuff did. And I think it turned out really, really great. And we're coming up to the final reveal, so I'm not going to waste any more time. All right, both sides are done. As you can see, this shine looks really, really good. It's touchable because that is paint clear or card clear coat, so turned out really good. You can see some of the bubbling I mentioned before. It's supposed to be a damaged blade, so I'm not like as heartbroken over it. But you just want to peel off all the tape. It's a pretty satisfying part, and you should see like your lines. Some of the lines you'll see like where I was talking about, like where the tape was up and like it kind of bled through a little bit. So what are you gonna do? I should have went back over it with like a flattener thing and just done it. It's okay. I mean, it looks good at the end of the day. You're always gonna make a mistake if you sit there trying to make it perfect. I mean, you're never gonna get it done. I think overall it looks really, really solid, and when you're looking at it, unless I point it out to you or have it right up to the camera, you really couldn't tell that much. And then all you're gonna want to do is glue it together to the hilt, and there you go. There is your finished Split Soul Katana. For the fur around the hilt, I didn't have anything, but you can literally just take like a fur coat, cut off the fur, and just wrap that around with super glue. Same thing we did like with the handle wrap. It's really whatever you want to do. Make it your own. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys all enjoyed. Please leave any suggestions for future videos. I will happily take them. And yeah, see you in the next one.